What's up, guys? We are live. I think I have a little mic trouble. There we go, we're in. So guys, we're live. Let me just say thank you for streaming in, or thank you for tuning into the live stream. We're going to be breaking down some stocks today. One in particular, RKDA. Huge runner. We're going to break it down in the video, so stay tuned. I'm just going to pull up my comments on a different screen so I can see you guys asking any questions. Again, we're still teething on this OBS, figuring out what's going on. Still all new to it. We're still learning. It's not as easy because I'm not very good at computers, as I've said a million times, but we're just trying to get the hang of it. Still learning. See, I'm trying to pull up my monitor now, and we had a little voice crossover. So yeah, we're testing the OBS. Yesterday's wasn't perfect. It cut off early, so we were lagging a lot as well. So I'm trying to get it perfect that we're not lagging. So we're still in the early stages of the teething process. So bear with me for that. So just before we get into it, guys, I just want to remind you the Japanese Channel Course sale ends tomorrow. It is $69. If you want to go ahead, check the link below and check it out. And just before we get into it as well, the mentoring is nearly full for March. So just to let you know, the mentoring classes, the one-to-one class I do, are nearly full for March. So if you are interested in taking them, make sure you do email me and we'll get you booked in on the list. So it is a screen share, like I said. It's RKDA. Now, before I get into it, I have one rule. One major rule when trading, and it is I don't trade pre-market. And I've spoke about this. The reason why I don't trade pre-market is because every time I do, I take an L. And anyone who doesn't know what an L is, an L's a loss. An L is a red trade, a red day, or whatever you want to call it. So this is why I don't trade pre-market. Today I broke a rule. Today I traded pre-market. Because I traded pre-market today because the news on RKDA was so good and it was looking really nice. I said, you know what? I'm getting into it. I'm sick of seeing big moves make their move on pre-market. So I'm getting into the trade. Which I did. I went into RKDA and I took a loss. So I was pissed. So I was like, I'm not trading. So it wasn't in the right mindset. I could have continued trading and broken another rule and traded in a bad mindset, but I said no. So I went against it. So I said, I'm not trading. I'm just going to get other work done. Jump on a couple of calls with people and do everything else I do on a daily basis. So that's what I done. But I wanted to go back and break down RKDA for you guys. If you did trade it and you're profitable, congratulations. If you didn't and you took some losses, I'm going to hopefully break it down for you so you understand it. Now, what I'm about to show you, I did not trade. But I wanted to make a clear understanding for you guys tuning in that these are entries and exits that you could have potentially taken on a trade. And just so you get an understanding of where I'm looking at the trade, how I look at it, try getting the mind of me when I'm breaking the trade down of what I'm seeing. And that's the value I'm trying to bring to you guys as best way I can. So it's clear kind of entries that I'm breaking down, clear exits to help you with the next trade. Or if you did fuck up on any trade today, it will give you a bit of inside value. I think this stream is seriously lagging and it's really annoying. I'm just looking at the other monitor. I don't know why it's so bad. But we continue. So let's jump over to a screen share. I'm really gonna. I apologize about this streaming stuff. It's fucking pissing me off. But I'm gonna have it fixed over the weekend. I'm getting an extension for the internet, and I'm gonna study a bit more of this OBS on YouTube to find out why is there lagging and crossover. If any of you guys do know why we're lagging, other than the internet, let me know in the comments below, and we will work together to get a better stream for you guys. Because like I said, I'm going live 3 times a week to add value into you guys the best way I can. So let me just put myself over here. Okay, let's jump in. Okay, so anything this side of the screen, that's pre-market. So we're not going to pay much attention to that. There's too much chop in it. But where we are paying attention to is the right side of the screen. Over here. This stock was choppy as hell. Okay, and it didn't become clear for any trades until where I'm about to show you. This right here is a bear flag. Okay, it comes down, it's flagging out. Rising wedge, and whatever people want to call them. Now, the only clear entries from this particular trade is not here. I never get in the break of VWAP, first break ever, because they usually, 9 times out of 10, now it's not a scientific fact, but usually they get rejected the first time they touch. The first time it tries for a break. So I never get in. That's another rule that I have. I don't get in the first break of VWAP. I would normally wait. If I do see it trying to break VWAP like this, I know there's a bit of attention into it that we've come off lows and we're starting to try recover. We're at the average price now. So when it starts to pull back, I start drawing my trend line. And then I would potentially get in on a trend. Because I know we're making higher lows on this. And this is my potential entry here. If my mouse didn't freeze. So this mouse keeps freezing. So entry here off the trend line. It gets a big bullish engulfing candle, big volume spike. It breaks through VWAP. So here's your entry down here. Off the trend line, which you'll stop right below the low of the previous candle. The reason why I'm buying it off a trend is because I don't want to be buying up here at VWAP breaks and then it's false breakout and it pulls back. 9 times out of 10 that can be the case. It's a second touch on VWAP, so I'd be a little bit more confident about buying VWAP break the second time round. But ideally you would want to be getting in here at the break of at the touch of the trend, and then potentially adding through to VWAP, and it'll give you an average somewhere in between. That way you have a bit of cushion room to play off. Now, when it spiked up into this move, it was hitting a resistance there about 780, 788 was previous support, now is new resistance. So that's a potential sell target into that. To potentially maybe cover half into that push. Into the touch and resistance. So now when we start to flag out again, this is where usually from a pop, imagine it, usually from a pop, we flag, we pop, we flag. That's the way it normally goes. So a tip into it is, it's when it pops, hold for the sell into the first flag and hold the flag move. So we sell into that bar and then we hold for a flag. And then when we break out a flag, we're selling into that push. So just a little kind of a tip there for when you are trading flag breakouts. So when we started to flag here, we're holding into the EMAs. It's quite clear, easy to see, easy to understand. It's giving you confidence on this particular trade. So we're holding in. Bear in mind, we would have potentially sold. Now I didn't trade this, just to make it clear. I'm only breaking it down for you guys where your entries and exits would have been. So we're holding into the flag. We would have sold into this push and we're flagging to the side now. Now when it breaks out of this flag with huge volume like it did, it toasted volume of the day here, and it still hasn't been touched in terms of the size of the volume that this particular candle traded. So you would have been potentially sell again half through this break. Another resistance at 840 was another resistance here, and then but on this big candle it was clear, so it's an easy hold. You wouldn't have been too scared. Once you get this big break, you're quite confidently in, and there's no really panic sells. So that is potential one area to sell, but you potentially wouldn't have because of the big push. This is where you definitely would have been selling into the $9 and into the break of the 9. I would have been out of the trade here, to be honest with you. If I was in from, say, $7, I was out of the trade here. To go back on it again, in case any of you has missed it, I want you to start noticing the patterns that are clear. What pattern is this that we're seeing? Take away my trend lines, but what pattern is this? It's a cup and handle. So this isn't a cup and handle. This is where U-shaping, okay? Now this is a clear cup and handle breakout. And a cup and handle is only valid when the volume comes in. So that's when you heard me say the volume down here was the biggest of the day. That confirmed a full cup and handle breakout. It's also a flag, but the whole pattern together, it's a cup and handle breakout. So get used to seeing patterns. Patterns, if you think of it, are all different items mashed together. So a flag is a flag. A cup and handle isn't a cup and handle without the handle, which the handle is a flag. So they're usually all combined. But they have to start out somewhere. Like this U-shaped pattern here we're following, making the higher lows here was the entry. But fast forward again, let's jump in. We would have sold here into the push of that 9. It did hit no highs on this, no highs of, but it did break through and hit 970. So potential early sell here. But we have to be honest that if we were in it from 7, we got 9. It's unbelievable. So you're never going to get the tops of them. If you are a trader that can hold your trades, like there is a couple of guys in some of the chat rooms I'm in that can hold trades. One of them, they call him the cowboy. If he's watching, you'll know who I'm talking about. He can hold it, and that's one of his serious skills, and that's where he has an edge over a lot of people. Is he's smart when he's buying, he's selling the pushes, but he's holding some percentage of the stocks into moves like this. So when it did start to pull back, now the next entry on this pullback here, for some reason my screen is cut off. So it's another issue, a teething issue we're going to have with this new OBS. But I'll hopefully have a fix. I don't know why it's cutting off half my screen. But the next entry on this is, you can see it over here slightly at the edge of the screen. Remember that we potentially would have targeted into that resistance around 840. Well, 840 was a resistance and now becomes support once broken. It's a simple, only for beginners. Support becomes resistance, resistance becomes support. Or the other way around. I could have said it wrong. But you know what I'm trying to say. So this is a buy point here off the 840. The reason why we're getting in, it's a support bounce. The reason why I would have got in this, it's at VWAP. It bounced off support. We did hit highs. We broke high a day. We had to have a pullback. So we did have a big run. So we needed a big pullback. It's a healthy pullback. It's over 50% of the move. So we're still okay. So we were buying off a support if we got in. And we were buying off over the VWAP. So there was multiple things that were standing in the way there for us to get in. And that's really it. I just wanted to kind of cover the patterns, the charts, the entries and the exits for anybody watching. Other than that, guys, if you have any questions, put them in the comments below. So once again, guys, that's really the end of it. I want to thank you so much for your support. If you haven't already, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you are thinking of taking the course I said, or the mentoring, as I said, check out the description below. All the information is there for you guys. So once again, thank you and God bless.